What's up guys, it's OBOY, and in this video we're going to be doing Lil Sky's vocal effect tutorial. And if I could just ask, if you guys enjoy this video, please subscribe to my channel below and follow all my social media, will be in the description. And the artist we're working with today, his name is S-I-N or Sin. I'll leave all of his social media in the description as well. Go check him out. And I know it's been a while since I made a video, but one of my screen recording programs, it was being super glitchy. It was like delaying, wasn't letting me record. But I'm recording with my iPhone camera actually now, so hopefully that should be good. But I'm gonna give you guys a little snippet of this song, and then we'll go ahead and mix it. He sent me the vocals dry, except for there was auto-tune and then just a little EQ. But I'm gonna go ahead and play it for you.
I hop in the foreign, get lost. 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 Yeah. Finding where to go in my foreign, but I'm good now. Bitches chilling right beside me. She begging to go down. She don't wanna go now. She just wanna slow down. So we fucking slow down. So we take the drugs. Wow.
Okay, so first thing I like to do when I get vocals with a 2-track instrumental is I like to open up the beat a little bit, you know, like in the stereo field. So the way I do that is I use a plugin called Center from Waves, and this really opens up the beat a little bit. So what I like to do here is there's a few knobs. There's a low, high, and punch, and then center and sides. So what I do with the low is I put the low in the center, more towards the center. So that's like your 808s. You want them to be dead center, down the middle. And the high frequencies, I move that to the sides, and then the punch right down the middle. And then with the center and sides knob, I'd like to turn the center knob down a little bit, almost around 2 dBs, and the sides I like to turn up a little bit as well. And that really opens up the beat and gives it, you know, a space down the middle for the vocal to sit. And then from there, I like to level it off. So then I get the master around, you know, like 12 dBs.
Hop in the foreign, get lost. Hop in the foreign, get lost. Hop in the foreign, get lost.
So now you can see we're sitting right around, you know, just like good, clean in the green area. You don't want to be clipping or anything when you're mixing. And second thing I like to do is I call this a top-down method of mixing. So I might like to put some saturation on. This is a Slate Digital bundle. I recommend these plugins a lot. I use the virtual mix bus set to British 4K G.
Hop in the foreign, get lost. Hop in the foreign, get lost. I hop in the foreign, get lost. Hop in the foreign, get lost.
So what that's doing is it's emulating like a console, an audio console, and the summing that it has. So then it just gives it some saturation, distorts it a little bit, just makes it sound a little thicker. And this is also saturation slash exciter, harmonic exciter. Gives it a little bit more of a thick tone and brighter.
Hop in the foreign, get lost. Hop in the foreign, get lost. Hop in the foreign, get lost. Yeah. Finding where to go in my phone.
I like to just do this from the start, just to give it a nice, you know, super punchy, thick tone. And then so I put that on the master fader, or this actually. And then I also put from Slate a virtual tape machine, which gives it even more of a thick sound to it.
But I'm good now. Bitches chilling right beside me. She begging to go down. She don't wanna go now. She just wanna slow down. So we fucking slow down. So we take the drugs.
So as you can see already, it just has so much more of a thicker sound to it. I'll do it before and after.
In the foreign, get lost. Hop in the foreign, get lost. Hop in the foreign, get lost. Yeah.
And obviously it is a little bit louder as well. So for the vocals, they were also sounding a little bit thin. So what I like to do is go back to my virtual mix rack, and under harmonic, there's this FG73, which is an emulation of the 1073 preamp. So this kind of just gives that extra push in the drive, gives it a little bit more of a thicker tone. So I don't go past usually like 50.
Go in my form. Hop in the foreign, get lost. 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 Hop in the foreign, get lost.
And then I also add the VCC channel, which is it's like emulating a channel strip from the consoles, so it just gives it a little more saturation, that thicker tone.
Hop in the foreign, get lost. Hop in the foreign, get lost. Hop in the foreign, get lost. Hop in the foreign, get lost.
And then I'll use some stock EQ. I'm just gonna give it a high pass filter. So you high pass it around 100, 120.
Hop in the foreign, get lost. Hop in the foreign, get lost.
And this vocal actually already had a high pass filter, probably when it was recorded, so that wasn't really necessary, I guess. And then we're gonna compress it. I'll use something from Waves, the CLA 76. I think these vocals were stereo, so I'm gonna use a stereo. And then I turn my analog off. I'm gonna give it a quick release, and on the 76, a quick release is all the way to the right. And then I'm gonna give it a slow attack, and then I'm gonna mess with the input and output knobs.
Hop in the foreign, get lost. 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 Hop in the foreign, get lost.
Okay, so that sounds about cool to me. And next, what we can do is give it some additive EQ after the compression. So I'm gonna use a Fab Filter EQ for this, and I'm gonna take out some frequencies as well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sweep the frequency spectrum. Sorry. And with Fab Filter, it's cool. You can click this little headphone knob, and it will solo that frequency, so you can see which frequencies clash and don't sound good. So I usually take out anywhere like in between 400 to 600, that range. Usually just some boxy tones, and then I take out about just not too much, because you still want the vocal to be thick and have that presence.
Hop in the foreign, get lost. 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 Hop in the foreign, get lost.
And with every vocal, it kind of differs. Sometimes you need to de-ess the vocals. In this case, I might add a little bit of de-essing before the compression, actually. So I'm gonna use Waves de-esser, and then you can set this to split or wideband, and I'm gonna set it around 6,000.
Hop in the foreign, get lost. 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 Hop in the foreign, get.
And with de-essers, you just gotta be a little careful, because sometimes if you take out too much, it'll sound super like the artist has a lisp almost. And now let's do some effects that Lil Skies uses. So I'll do so I'm just sending these to buses, and essentially what a bus is it's just sending this individual channel strip right here. It's sending it to the effects, so you don't have to put an effect on every single channel. You can just have one single individual channel for that effect. Sorry if that confused you, but we're gonna use Reverb for our reverb. Let me find where that is exactly. Reverb, right there, stereo Reverb. Make sure you use a stereo reverb, otherwise, I mean, unless you're going for a mono reverb, but use a stereo. And I'm gonna set this to plate 2. I just like the way that sounds, and I'm gonna turn it all the way up while I get the sound I want, and then I'll dial it back.
Hop in the foreign, get lost. 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 Hop in the
So that sounds pretty cool to me. I'm gonna use a bigger loop so you can hear it.
Hop in the foreign, get lost. Hop in the foreign, get lost. Hop in the foreign, get lost. Hop in the foreign, get lost.
So that's about cool for the reverb. Have it at negative 5.6. And then I noticed Lil Skies also uses a slapback delay. I forgot which song it was, but he was definitely using a slap delay. So I'm going to use H delay. And I think Classics has a basic, where's this slap? Tape delay maybe? Let's see how that sounds.
Hop in the foreign, get lost. I hop in the foreign, get lost. 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 Yeah. Finding where to go in my foreign, but I'm good. Hop in the foreign, get lost. 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 Hop in the foreign, get.
Okay, so I have it set to 1/32 note with a ping pong. That's what makes it sound like it's going left to right in your speakers, or if you're listening on headphones, which you should be. And then I'm just gonna give it a high pass and low pass, and you should make sure you have the BPM set correctly. Otherwise, it might sound a little bit off too. The BPM for your song specifically, and I have it just very subtle, so it's in the background almost, you know, like you just kind of hear it bouncing back in between the headphones. And then I'm going to use just a regular H delay quarter note. So we'll do H delay stereo, set this to 1/4 note, give it a high pass.
Hop in the foreign, get lost. 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 Hop in the foreign, get lost.
And then one thing I like to do with the quarter note delay is I like to put some reverb on it, just to give it a little bit, puts it farther back in the mix, just makes it sound more ambient sounding. And then so I put that on the delay track, on my delay aux track, and then I set the wet to about like around 30 to 40, just depends.
Hop in the foreign, get lost. 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 I hop in the foreign, get lost. 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 Yeah. Hop in the foreign, get lost. Hop in the foreign, get.
And that's basically it for the Lil Skies vocal effect. Hopefully you guys learned something in this video, and again, please subscribe to my channel below. I really appreciate it. Follow all my social media, and thank you guys for watching.